Odell Beckham Jr. has a way of making news even when he's not trying to make news. This was strange yesterday. It came initially from a report from Andy Slater, who works for Fox Sports 680 in Miami. Then there was a statement from the Miami-Dade police. And there's a dispute about what happened. Eventually, a statement came from Odell Beckham's lawyer. He was on a plane. He was under a blanket. Apparently, it's his habit on long flights to go completely under the blanket, completely covered by the blanket. And there was a discrepancy about whether he put on his seatbelt, whether he refused to put on his seatbelt. The plane had to go back. They deplaned. He refused. Look, I don't know where the truth is here. I'm sure plenty of people have encountered flight attendants who are a little overly zealous with the rules and can be a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. No authority is abused more than hardly any at all. I get it. That seems to be Odell Beckham's position, that they were overly zealous about the seatbelt situation. And they said he was in and out of consciousness. I mean, Simmons was saying yesterday, for all we knew, he took an Ambien so he would sleep through the 5-hour flight from Miami to L.A. It just was odd. And he wasn't arrested. He's not charged. And I don't think it means a damn thing about whether or not the Cowboys, the Bills, or the Giants, the three teams he'll be visiting over the course of the next week or so, will want to sign him. It's just kind of a weird thing, and it happens. And it involves Odell Beckham Jr., so we're talking about it. But I think it's a non-issue, and I think it goes away pretty quickly. It was just one of those weird, where did that come from type of stories that emerged on Sunday while we're otherwise watching football games.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sims on that. You know, the thing that I most want to do on long haul flights is sleep, but most of the time I can't because I'm so uncomfortable on those planes because they have now made economy seats extremely uncomfortable. So that's just kind of the way it is. But I mean, I agree with you. I don't really think that this affects anything when it comes to his free agency and the teams that want to pursue him, you know, where you've got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Bills. They seem to be the teams that really, really want to acquire his services. And I understand why. He's still a very talented player. Now, you don't know exactly what you're going to get with the guy coming off the second ACL reconstructive surgery in 2 years, but it's still a guy that you have to account for if your defense is. So yeah, I don't know that this particular thing affects any of that, but we'll see where Odell Beckham Jr. ends up and how much he can really contribute.
Well, and think back to last year. He was playing for the Browns roughly 11 months after the ACL tear that he suffered October-ish of 2020. And then he finagled his way out of Cleveland, joins the Rams, plays for them week 10, and really found his groove late in the year and was a big contributor in the postseason. Look at where they are now. December is just a few days away. His first visit to the Giants begins on Thursday, December 1. Cowboys next Monday, December 5. When does he actually get on the field? When does he get himself in position to make a difference? How much of this is for 2023? Anything you get in 2022 is a bonus. And, you know, at what point he wants that longer-term deal. He wants that longer-term security, and I get it because what happened last year? He tears an ACL in the Super Bowl. If he hadn't suffered that injury, he gets a big contract in free agency entering the 2022 season. I don't know that that's his best play. I almost think that at this point, Myles, he may be better off just putting a pin in it until March and letting the land rush, if there is one, for his services commence then. Not this vague sense he's going to come in and be a difference maker in the postseason. Because as we get closer and closer to the end of the regular season, I'm having a harder time accepting he's going to help anyone when the playoffs roll around.
I mean, I tend to agree that he's going to have a harder time really helping somebody because, again, he's got to also learn the offense. It's not like he's going to places where he knows the scheme, right? And he's going to be immediately familiar with all of those different things. So I don't know. I mean, if I'm a contender, I still want him, you know, and maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't, but we'll see what happens there. I think he's still going to sign with somebody and maybe he will be at least a little bit effective.
Well, I'm just not expecting much, and maybe he'll surprise us all. And look, here's the other reality. If you get him, you keep a contender who you're competing with from getting him. There's value in that, too. And I think he's playing this very, very well. I really don't think he wants to go to the Giants. but he wants the Cowboys to think he wants to go to the Giants. And that part of it from a business standpoint is brilliant. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.